Hello students, today we are going to discuss about atomic nucleus. This is chapter 7 of our physical science book. Atomic nucleus consists of two parts. The first part is radioactivity and the second part is nuclear energy. At first we are going to discuss about radioactivity. Radioactivity phenomena is first discovered by Becquerel, Henry Becquerel in around 1896, but the term is introduced by Marie Curie and Pierre Curie in 1898. What is radioactivity? At first we want to know the definition of radioactivity. Radioactivity means the spontaneous disintegration of certain atomic nuclei accompanied by the emission of radiation is called radioactivity. This means during radioactivity, the atomic nucleus disintegrate producing certain kind of rays from it. These rays are of three types: alpha rays, beta rays and gamma rays. Now we are going to discuss about the nature, properties and uses of these three kinds of rays. Number one, alpha rays. Alpha rays are positively charged rays. Alpha rays are positively charged rays. On the other hand, beta rays are negatively charged rays, but gamma rays does not have any charge. Second point, the mass of alpha rays are equal to 1 helium atom, but the mass of beta rays are equal to 1 electron. On the other hand, gamma rays do not have any mass on it. That means its mass is 0. Third property is alpha rays are affected by electrical and magnetical fields. Beta rays are also affected by electrical and magnetical fields, but gamma rays are not deflected or affected by electrical or magnetical fields. Number 4, alpha rays has least penetration capacity. That means it can penetrate very least when passes through certain kind of material. On the other hand, beta rays has 100 times more penetration capacity than alpha rays. That means if alpha rays can penetrate a very thin paper, then beta rays can penetrate 100 times more thicker compared to that. On the other hand, gamma rays has 100 times more penetration capacity than beta rays. That means 10,000 times more than alpha rays. Next, ionization capacity. The alpha rays has highest ionization capacity. The beta rays has 100 times less ionization capacity than alpha rays, and gamma rays has 100 times less than beta rays. That means 10,000 times less than alpha rays. In this way, we can compare alpha, beta and gamma rays. That means we can differentiate them, alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, and we can write their properties and nature. Hence, we can get a difference between these three kinds of rays. Next, radioactive elements are those elements which have very high molecular weights. Why an element is converted into radioactive? The main reason behind it is when the mass number exceeds atomic number, then the stability of atom continuously decreases. But when the number of neutrons becomes 1.5 times more than number of protons, that means when the number of neutrons are 1.5 times more or even more than that than the number of protons, then that atom becomes unstable and it is considered as a radioactive element. Uranium, thorium, polonium, these are all the examples of radioactive elements. We can create artificial radioactive elements also, like hydrogen, iodine, sulfur, phosphorus, several radioactive elements can be prepared. Next, what are the usage of radioactive elements in our daily life? So, what are the usage of radioactive elements? At first, radioactive uses are: number one, radioactivity traces are commonly used in the medical field and also in the study of plants and animals. Number two, radiation is used and produced in nuclear reactors which controls fission reactions. Number three, radiation is also used to sterilize medical instruments and also in food items. Number four, radiation is used by test personnel who monitor materials and processes by non-destructive methods such as X-rays. Number four, gamma rays emitting from the radioactive elements are used to treat cancer patients to burn the cancer affected body cells. And number six, age of rocks and minerals can be determined by determining the ratio of the lead to uranium in the given sample. That means a variety of uses are available which can be utilized for human kind. The medical use of radioactivities are: number one, the radioactive isotopes are used for medical purposes, like iodine 131 has been used for the thyroid gland. Treatment of cancer is well done by gamma cobalt 60, and P32 is used for the treatment of leukemia. Next portion. The next portion of this chapter discusses about the nuclear energies. So what are nuclear energies? The energy which are released during nuclear disintegrations are called nuclear energy. The nuclear disintegration occurs in two ways. At first, we have to discuss about what is mass defect. Then the main aim of mass defect is release of certain kind of rays from the nucleus. Mass defect is the difference between the actual mass of a nucleus and its expected mass is called mass defect. What is the meaning of this term? So, meaning of this term is the difference between the sum of the masses of electrons, protons and neutrons present in an isotope and its actual mass is called mass defect. The second is, what is nuclear binding energy? The definition of nuclear binding energy is: nuclear binding energy is defined as the amount of energy released when a given number of protons and neutrons combine together to form the nucleus. Or in other words, we can say that it is the energy required to disrupt nucleus into its constituent protons and neutrons. The next part is, what is nuclear fission and nuclear fusion reactions. So, in the first phase, we are going to discuss about nuclear fission reaction. The definition of nuclear fission reaction is: nuclear fission is the process in which a heavy nucleus splits into two lighter nuclei of almost equal size with the release of an enormous amount of energy. For example, we can say that when uranium The mass number of uranium is 235 and atomic number is 92. When uranium is struck by high speed neutron, that uranium oscillates and breaks into two equally half pieces. One is barium and the other is krypton, along with the enormous amount of energy which is released during this reaction. This reaction is called nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear fusion reactions are generally used to create excessive heat energy. These are of two kinds: controlled nuclear reaction and uncontrolled reaction. So, in case of uncontrolled nuclear fission reaction, which is used as a atom bomb, because in this reaction, when one neutron strikes one uranium atom, it breaks uranium atom into two pieces along with the two neutrons. These newly produced neutrons, along with the one previous neutrons, these three neutrons again strike on the three uranium atoms, splitting them into two halves and producing two more neutrons from each half. As a result, large number of neutrons are produced within a few seconds, and along with the number of neutrons, surplus amount of energy is produced in each reaction stage. This reaction produces tremendous amount of energy which cannot be controlled. As a result, explosion occurs, and these explosions are the main purpose of atom bomb. Now, what is controlled nuclear fission reaction? Nowadays, in nuclear reactors, the produced neutrons easily captured by certain techniques, and only one neutron is allowed to bombard on the one atom of the uranium. As a result, tremendous amount of energy is not produced, only limited amount of energy is produced. That limited amount of energy can be utilized for preparation of electricity. As a result, huge amount of current electricity can be produced from the nuclear reactor controlled nuclear fission reaction. What are the risk factors of nuclear fission reactions? Several risk factors are available for the nuclear fission reaction, and the risk factors are: number one, during nuclear explosions, tremendous amount of energies are produced. This energy can be destructive in nature and can cause tremendous destruction around areas where things are produced. The two or three incidences which are producing a very harmful effect for the human mankind. Number one is Fukushima in Japan. When reactor wall gets damaged, huge amount of radiation comes out and a large population gets affected by that incident. The second is Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which also gets destructed by several thousands of people by the radiation. And third, tsunami when occurs in Japan, it also breaks the wall of nuclear power plant, which also causes tremendous bad effect on human mankind. If radiation comes in contact with our body, we cannot able to survive due to the chemical reactions which are occurring inside our gene. That means these radiations can change our gene structure. As a result of this, not only we get infected, but our generation gets infected by several kind of deformities which can easily be observed in Japan, where the atom bombs were first bombarded. Today, several people are getting infected by the genetical reaction which are occurring continuously from 1945 till today. Next, what is nuclear fusion reaction? Nuclear fusion reaction is opposite of nuclear fission reaction. In nuclear fission, one heavy nucleus splits into two lighter nuclei. On the other hand, in nuclear fusion reaction, one or two lighter nuclei combines to form a heavy nucleus. That means nuclear fusion reaction is opposite of nuclear fission. But nuclear fusion reaction requires a large amount of heat to unite two nuclei. But when these nuclei gets united, tremendous amount of energy is produced. This energy is around 8 times more than the nuclear fission reaction's energy. What is basically nuclear fusion reaction? Definition is the nuclear fusion is the process in which two nuclei of light atoms like hydrogen combines to form a heavy, more stable nucleus with the liberation of enormous amount of energy. For example, if two hydrogen atoms united, they produces helium atom along with the tremendous amount of energy. But to unite two hydrogen atoms and to convert it into helium atom, tremendous amount of energy is required. That energy is obtained from nuclear fusion reaction. Hence, we have to know that before each nuclear fission reaction must take part. Because without nuclear fission reaction, we can't get the sufficient amount of energy which can produce nuclear fusion reactions. Now, nuclear fusion reactions are uncontrolled reactions. It cannot be controlled, therefore, it can only be used as a hydrogen bomb. No further uses are available. The natural incidents of nuclear fusion reactions are sun and stars, where continuous nuclear fusion reactions are occurring. Hydrogen combines to form helium. This produces huge amount of energy on the surface of the sun along with stars. That energy is available on the Earth surface. What is the difference between nuclear fusion reaction and nuclear fission reaction? Nuclear fission means splitting a heavy nucleus into lighter nuclei. Nuclear fusion is joining two lighter nuclei to form a heavy nucleus. In nuclear fission reaction, small amount of energy is produced compared to fusion. But in nuclear fission reaction, more amount of energy is produced than nuclear fission. Nuclear fission reaction does not require any heat. Nuclear fusion requires heat, tremendous amount of heat to initiate it. Next, nuclear fission reaction can be utilized for the production of current electricity, but nuclear fusion reaction